2012 stands as one of the most ambitious disaster films ever created, a cinematic spectacle that transformed global catastrophe into an emotional survival story on a massive scale. The film imagines a world facing total planetary collapse, where governments scramble for solutions, scientists race against time, and ordinary families struggle to stay together as everything familiar crumbles around them. From the very beginning, the atmosphere carries a sense of inevitability. Strange scientific discoveries hint that the planet itself is destabilizing. The threat is not a single storm or isolated disaster, but a chain reaction capable of reshaping continents and erasing civilizations. This scale of destruction becomes the defining identity of the film, turning it into a story about humanity confronting extinction. The narrative centers around the idea that ancient predictions about the end of the world may have been misunderstood warnings. Subtle early moments introduce the scientific anomaly, rising temperatures deep within the Earth's core, structural instability beneath tectonic plates, and unexplained environmental shifts. These discoveries are handled with urgency but also secrecy. World leaders quietly prepare contingency plans while keeping the public unaware. This hidden preparation adds an emotional layer of tension. While society continues its daily routine, a select few know that time is running out. At the emotional core of the story is a fractured family dynamic. The protagonist is not introduced as a heroic figure, but as someone struggling with personal failures and broken relationships. This grounding in everyday reality makes the global catastrophe feel more personal. When the first visible signs of disaster erupt, they do not just threaten humanity. They threaten reunification, redemption, and the possibility of second chances. The emotional stakes are intertwined with the physical danger. Saving the world may be impossible, but saving loved ones becomes the driving force. As the planetary instability intensifies, the film shifts into full-scale destruction. Entire cities crumble in moments. Skyscrapers collapse like dominoes. Highways fracture and sink into the earth. The sheer visual scale of these sequences remains one of the most memorable aspects of the film. Massive earthquakes tear through urban landscapes while the ground itself ripples like waves. The spectacle is overwhelming, yet it is anchored in the desperation of individuals trying to escape the chaos. Cars weave through collapsing infrastructure. Planes struggle to lift off as runways disintegrate beneath them. Each sequence builds tension through relentless momentum. One of the film's strongest elements is its portrayal of global reaction. Leaders debate moral dilemmas about who should be saved. Scientific teams attempt to predict the next catastrophic event. Communication systems begin to fail, isolating regions from one another. This fragmentation of information heightens fear. No one knows the full picture. Rumors spread faster than facts. The collapse is not just geological but societal. Trust in institutions weakens as survival instincts take over. The concept of secret arcs, built to preserve a portion of humanity, introduces a controversial moral layer. The decision to select certain individuals for survival while leaving billions behind creates ethical conflict. Wealth, knowledge, political influence, and skill sets become determining factors. The film does not shy away from depicting the harsh reality of limited resources. Scenes of confrontation highlight the anger and heartbreak of those excluded from salvation. This tension underscores a larger theme. When extinction looms, humanity must confront its own inequality. Amid the global scale, the protagonist's journey remains central. Repeated near-death experiences test endurance and courage. Narrow escapes from collapsing buildings and rising floodwaters create a rhythm of constant peril. Yet beneath the action lies an emotional arc about responsibility and reconciliation. The character evolves from reluctant participant to determined protector. Redemption becomes intertwined with survival. The stakes are not just about reaching safety, but about earning forgiveness and restoring trust. The film's depiction of natural forces feels almost mythic. Massive tidal waves consume coastal cities. Volcanic eruptions darken skies with ash. Entire mountain ranges shift as tectonic plates realign. The imagery transforms Earth into a living entity undergoing violent transformation. This portrayal adds philosophical weight to the narrative. The disaster is not portrayed as malicious, but as inevitable, a natural process indifferent to human existence. Humanity's technological achievements crumble in the face of planetary power. Midway through the story, the scale of destruction reaches its peak. Iconic landmarks fall. Entire nations vanish beneath rising waters. The survivors race toward the final refuge as time runs out. This section balances spectacle with emotional vulnerability. Characters must decide who to help and when to move forward. Sacrifices occur, reinforcing the cost of survival. The film emphasizes that not everyone will make it. Heightening emotional tension, the arc sequences introduce a new kind of suspense. Mechanical failures threaten the fragile hope of survival. Internal conflicts erupt among passengers. The transition from escape to containment shifts the narrative tone from chaos to claustrophobia. Survival is no longer about outrunning destruction, but about ensuring the preservation of what remains. Technical malfunctions and structural strain create additional layers of danger, reminding viewers that even humanity's last effort is imperfect. The climax merges emotional resolution with large-scale tension. Floodwaters rise to catastrophic levels, testing the integrity of the arcs. Characters must work together to repair damage and overcome internal divisions. This moment reinforces one of the film's core themes: unity is humanity's greatest strength. The world outside may be collapsing, but cooperation inside offers a fragile chance at renewal. The emotional payoff arrives as relationships mend in the face of shared survival. As the waters finally settle and the earth stabilizes, the film transitions into reflection. The survivors look upon a transformed planet. Continents have shifted. Familiar landscapes are gone. Yet there is a sense of possibility within the devastation. Humanity has been reduced but not erased. The closing moment suggests that while civilizations may fall, resilience endures. The earth has reset, and those who remain carry the responsibility of rebuilding with greater awareness. Beyond its action sequences. 2012 resonates because of its exploration of human behavior under extreme pressure. It examines selfishness and sacrifice, denial and acceptance, despair and hope. Characters represent different responses to crisis. Some exploit chaos for personal gain. Others risk everything for strangers. This spectrum of behavior makes the story feel emotionally authentic despite its grand scale. The film also stands out for its technical achievements. The visual effects were groundbreaking for their time, pushing the boundaries of what disaster cinema could depict. The seamless integration of digital environments and live-action performances created immersive sequences that left lasting impressions. These visuals were not merely decorative but served to amplify emotional stakes. Culturally, the film tapped into widespread fascination with apocalyptic predictions surrounding the year 2012. While grounded in speculative science rather than supernatural prophecy, it captured public imagination at a moment when discussions of global catastrophe were widespread. This timing contributed to its massive global attention and enduring recognition. Ultimately, 2012 is more than a disaster film. It is a story about second chances amid total collapse. It suggests that even when the world ends, personal redemption remains possible. Relationships can be repaired. Courage can emerge from unlikely places. Humanity's flaws may contribute to its downfall, but its capacity for love and cooperation offers hope. The film concludes with a quiet yet powerful reminder: survival is not victory unless it leads to change. The new world offers opportunity, but only if lessons are learned. Standing on the shores of a reshaped planet, the survivors represent both loss and possibility. Their journey through unimaginable destruction serves as a testament to resilience. Through spectacle, emotional storytelling, and philosophical undertones, 2012 carved its place as one of the defining disaster epics of modern cinema. It combined heart-pounding action with intimate human drama, proving that even in stories about the end of everything, what matters most are the people fighting to hold on to one another.